Hi everyone, my name's Laura and welcome to my channel, the Carpe Diem Stitcher. Welcome back to my channel if you're an existing subscriber and welcome if you're new. So today I'm going to bring you a kind of Friday So's the Bank Holiday edit, if you like. I'm actually filming this on the Saturday of the bank holiday weekend because sadly, although I was meant to have a day off yesterday, I ended up having to work, so I just didn't get a chance to film. So my plan is to go through, I've got a little bit of a mini haul to show you. I've got some notions which I'll rattle through quickly because they're not that interesting. A couple of patterns, and I've got some more fabric to show you. And then I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on what I've been sewing over recent weeks, because obviously I was away on holiday and I don't think I caught you up on what I'd been doing before I went, so apart from the dungarees which you've seen. So I'll do that, and then I will just look ahead to the next 2-3 days, probably maybe a week, of what I might do. So, a couple of apologies just before we get into this. First of all, I'm sorry if I look a bit rough and I sound a bit rough, but I've managed to get COVID again. And those of you who've been with me for a little while might remember that I got it after I'd been on a cruise in September, and I think the same thing's happened again. So I tested positive last Sunday. As I say, today's Saturday. I tested again this morning and I'm still positive, and I'm not surprised because I'm not symptom free. But I apologise in advance if I sound a bit croaky, and I promise I'll edit out any coughing and sniffing and all that stuff. So, second apology is if you can hear more background noise than normal. There's a music festival going on about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile from where I live. I think all the sound stages are facing away from us, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, and I'll try and edit out background noise as much as I can. But if it does get a bit noisy, that's why. So, apologies if I look down a bit during this, but I've got some notes down here so I don't forget what I'm going to say. So, on with the mini haul then. So, one of the things I have been trying to do recently is, although I think I buy an awful lot of stuff online, don't we all? I've been trying to support my local shops as far as possible. So I think I mentioned to you that the fabric that I made my dungarees in, and I'll pop a pic up here if you've not seen them already, came from my local fabric shop, which doesn't carry very much fabric and is mostly a sewing repair shop. And then there's another shop which sells furnishings and fabrics and stuff, but quite a lot of it is upholstery fabric. But I do try to buy stuff from there if I can. So this first batch of stuff all comes from one of those two shops. So you might remember, and I'll link to the video, the last video I did, which was literally just as I came back from holiday, was I was talking about my plans for an outfit for a wedding I'm going to at the end of July. And I said I wanted to give this pattern a go, and I showed you a couple of options of fabric. But what I hadn't got was the notions, and I needed some elastic, and I needed, it said ribbon, and it says that the ribbon should be, where am I? 2 centimetres wide. Anyway, so I have been looking, and could I find ribbon of 2 centimetres wide that I particularly liked? No, I couldn't. So in the end, in my local fabric shop, I found this cotton tape, which is 2 centimetres wide, and I decided that I was going to give that a go because, to be perfectly honest, it's to secure the inner bit of the wrap because it's a wrap dress. And I don't think anybody will see it, and I thought I'd rather have the right width rather than worry about it being an actual ribbon, because you can see that the actual tie, you can't see it very well, but it's just down there, is actually self-fabricated, so it's obviously not for that. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to get the tape and see how I get on. So that was the first thing. And then I managed to get some elastic, which, as I say, not hugely exciting, but I've got it so I can get started. And there should be enough there that if I like the pattern, I can use the tape and the elastic on the main dress as well, so that's great. So that's all sorted. So okay, I'm probably going to be editing out in a minute because I can feel myself trying to cough. I also bought some pencils, so fabric markers, hemline dress marker pencil set, because I usually use chalk, but I find that sometimes the lines are really thick and I wanted something like this. I think I'll be able to sharpen it easier, so I thought I'd give those a go. So got that. Somewhere around here I have, but it's not hugely exciting, so it doesn't matter if I can't find it. I can't find it. I bought some top stitching thread because I've got in kind of orangey colour, because I've got loads of pairs of our jeans seem to have decided to, ready to wear jeans this is, seem to have decided to kind of rip round belt loops and things, so I bought some top stitching thread, and I want to make some jeans at some point anyway, so I thought it's fine, I can just get the thread and then I've got it. And then the other things that I bought, this is actually before I went on holiday, when I bought the pattern that I've just shown you for the dress that I might wear to the wedding, I got it in the Simplicity half price sale, and it was in my the furnishing and fabric shop. They stock Simplicity patterns, and so while I was at it, I picked up another two, one of which I'd never seen before, but this one I had had my eye on for a little while, which is another shirt dress. But I really like that. I particularly like the main view. And it is, as you can see, 8014. So I got that one, and then I got this one as well, and this is Simplicity 8982, and I just really like that. I really like the kind of longer cuffs and the slightly puffy sleeve on the top. And I actually like the skirt as well. I have got a skirt, a ready-to-wear skirt like that in black. So I can definitely see that that would be something that I'd like to make for the winter. So I picked that up while I was at it. So yeah, really pleased with those. The only other pattern that I've got new to show you is this one. And if you've been watching me a while, you might know my mum has a friend who subscribes to Prima magazine, and she gets for me the free pattern that comes each month, and but only if you're a subscriber. You can buy them otherwise. And the latest one is this, which is a jacket, which you can see comes in different lengths, different styles. So I think that's quite pretty actually. I quite like that. So yeah, so that's the latest Prima pattern to come through. Don't think I'll be making that quite yet because I'm still trying to finish the Burda one update in a minute. I'm pointing that way because Olivia is waiting in the wings to come in and show off. That was my local mini haul. Then you'll remember that I showed you that I bought some fabric, hopefully to make the final version of my wedding guest dress from Minerva. I told you there'd be edits. Massive coughing fit. Anyway, right, on with the show. Yes, when I bought the fabric from Minerva, I also bought a few of the bits and pieces. So I've got one more piece of fabric, but I'll leave that to the end. But I also got some one accessory, which is this, which is the little rosy cheeks labels that you can put on the back of jeans. They're leather, and they just say, "I made these. Imagine what else I can do." And I just really like those, so I thought I would pick up those. I should say also this was when Minerva was having one of their extra sales, so I got 20% off because I'm a Minerva Craft Club member. In fact, I need to renew that, but that's why I got 20% off. So I got those, and I also got these two tools. So I got a prim, what's it called? Prim plunge pliers, which is these. So it's got these little punches of different sizes, so you can make holes in your fabric to put rivets in, or to put yeah, the eyelet things when you're making things like hoodies and stuff. So I got that, and I got the Love Vario pliers, Prim Love Vario pliers, which is how you can, depending on which attachment you have on them, you can use them to put on jeans rivets and jeans buttons and all sorts of things. So I thought they would be useful, and since there was a sale on, I thought I'd get them. Okay, and the last thing I got from Minerva, as I mentioned, I got one other piece of fabric, and it's this, which is just, as you can see, it's just ribbing. And I got this because when I did my So Frugal video, one of the things that I mentioned I might like to make is this, which is the Adult Classic sweatshirt from Peekaboo Patterns, and I'd like to do the hoodie version as it is here. But one of the patterns that I thought I'd really like to make it in, fabrics, this is from my stash, and you'll have seen it before if you saw that video, and if you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below so you can see it, is this with the cats on. But then I realised that I didn't have any ribbing that would go with it, so I wasn't going to be able to make it as I wanted in the hoodie form unless I bought some ribbing. And since So Frugal's finished anyway, but I do still want to make it, I got that, which doesn't tone too badly given that I matched it on the internet. So I've got that, and I have got the pattern printed out and stuck together. So at one level it's all ready to go, at another level it's now really warm outside, so whether that will actually happen as fast as all that, I don't know, but at least I'm good to go when I get to it, or might well make it if we decide to go camping, because it can get really cold on campsites, or just as a palette cleanser. So I've got that. So that's the end of Minerva, but moving on seamlessly, no pun intended, I have also got a couple more pieces of fabric to show you, and I'm not going to show you them in the order I bought them. So this is the first one, or the second one, and I bought this the weekend that we came back from holiday, and I've had my eye on this for a little while, and it's from Rainbow Fabrics, and hopefully you can see it's got these little cats on it and moons and stars, and I just love it. I love the faces on the moons, and I love the way the cats are behaving. These cats just playing with the stars. If you don't know, if you've not been watching me for any length of time, you may not know, but I've got two cats. They're not actually black cats, but yeah, I just thought it was so nice, and I love the colour, and I think it's one of those colours that will suit me. So I picked up 2 meters of that, and I picked it up when the weekend I came back from holiday, because that was the Fold Lines Sewing Weekender weekend, and I'd purchased a ticket to it even though actually I wasn't coming back from holiday till the Saturday, because they create a whole load of videos, and once you bought your ticket you have access to them forever, which is great, because with it being the bank holiday this weekend I can have my own sewing weekender now and watch them. And they also do digital goodie bag. So one of the things that, one of the discounts, but it had a rather shorter lifespan than some of the others, was money off from Rainbow Fabrics. So that's why I got it, because I thought I do really want it. And I'd waited, because I saw it before I went on holiday and I didn't buy it, and it was very good. And then I kind of saw the money off and I thought, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And I'm really glad I did, because I went on, was it last night? And it's sold out. So yeah, really happy that I took the plunge and got that fabric. So I've got 2 meters of it, as I say. I suspect it will become a blouse of some sort, or a top of some sort. If you've got any suggestions for what I might make with it, do please let me know. Although I am going to look through my stash and also through my ever-growing number of Burda magazines, because I kind of think I ought to try to sew with what I have. I have got some blouse patterns. One of the things I'd actually wondered about doing with it is making an Alex shirt with it, so the sew over it Alex shirt. So I'm actually wearing today, some of you might recognise it, it's the shirt dress version, and I'll pop a pic-up of me in it full length. I made it last year before I changed my hair colour. But I thought I might make the blouse version, because when you look in it's from one of the sew over it ebooks, so I'll pop the details down below. But in the ebook it shows versions made up in both, you know, kind of stiffer cotton like this, and also in a drapier fabric, where it then gets obviously much more of a different, softer look. So I thought that might be quite nice, and it would have lots of space to shove the fabric, because it's not got darts or anything, so it wouldn't break up the fabric too much. So yeah, so that's one option, but if you can think of other things, then please do let me know. That might be something to make going into autumn, simply because of the colour of the fabric, but I really like it. I really like it. And last, in terms of the haul, but definitely not by any means least, she says, you'll see why I'm laughing in a minute, is a fabric I bought on the ship. And if you've seen my videos before, you'll know that, well, you might know, I did a fabric haul from the cruise that I went on in September, because I bought quite a bit of fabric in Finland, and I also bought some wool in Estonia, and I did a fabric haul. This time I only bought one piece, but my goodness, what a piece. So we were in, first stop on the cruise was Vigo in Spain. And quite often when we've been to Vigo before, it's been a Sunday and it's been shut. So we hadn't really ever gone round the shops, but we had a wander round, and I, of course, looked at fabric shops. And my long-suffering husband is really good, and he got them up on Google Maps on Navigator, and we were wandering around. And I'd said, I'm not buying anything unless I really don't think I can get it in the UK. And walked into this shop. Can't for the life of me remember what it's called. If I find the details, I'll put it up. And we both saw this. Pulled the bolt out, and just look at this. I'll stand up so I can let it drop properly. But look at this. Look at this. So because it's got those stripes on it on one of the selvages, you know, you could obviously use that as a feature. So obviously, actually, it's going to go that way, isn't it? Or the other way up. But isn't that just amazing? Amazing. So yeah, so we kind of took one look at it and went, that would make a really great pair of shorts for my husband, because I'll pop a pic up, but you will have seen, hopefully recently, I did the challenge Sew Yellow for Endo with which is hosted by the lovely Jess, So What If I Sew, and I made him some shorts which have got minions all over them, which he took on holiday and wore quite a lot, so that was really good as well. And I'll pop a pic up of him in them from the ship. And I said these would make really good shorts. This would make really good shorts. So I look on my phone on the fabulous Stash Hub, and I needed 1.5 meters. So we get 1.5 meters. Meanwhile, we just noticed how much it is. And it was something like 40, is it €43.80 a metre or something like that. Anyway, we paid 60 something euro for 1.5 meters. So it's quite expensive, and I think I need to move it out of the way because I really don't want to sneeze all over it. And I've just discovered Oh my goodness, should be able to hopefully cut round it, but it's got an enormous dirty mark on it. Oh goodness, I am discovering this live, because I don't think I trod on it just now. Look at that, can you see? So this is definitely going in the wash really quickly, because it looks like it's got pulled out. I'm a bit shocked about that actually. Hopefully that will come out. But I should have more than enough, because I had more than enough last time, so fingers crossed that'll come out. So that's the end of my little mini haul, but I thought I'd just show you quickly what I've been up to since I kind of last showed you any kind of progress, because you've seen the dungarees because I filmed the pattern review from the ship. So what else have I been up to apart from that? Well, I have more or less, almost finished my mum's Uvita top, which I've been saying for ages that I was going to make for her. And I should have been seeing her this bank holiday, so but because of the COVID, obviously I haven't gone anywhere. I should have actually been up north at the moment, and then we were going to have family visitors for next week, but obviously because of the COVID, that's all gone out the window. So there's the Uvita. It just needs, I need to tuck this facing in and top stitch it all the way around, and I also need to hem it, but other than that it's all done. And I've done it all on my overlocker in this, and I've got my funky, yeah, you can see that, my funky overlocker threads. So really pleased with that. I think Mum will be as well, but she's going to have to hang on. Hopefully I'll see her at the end of the month, so not too long to wait before she gets it. There's no point in posting it really, she's not going to be in that much of a hurry for it. So that is almost done. Right. I have also, you might remember I talked about this, that I wanted to make this Rem blouse, so I've got this printed out now, the pattern pieces, and I've worked out what size I want to make, and I just need to stick the pattern together, and then I could cut that out. So that might be something that I do in my next lot of batch cutting, but at least I've got the pattern ready to go now. So that's that. I've done a bit more on the Burda jacket, which is my collaboration with Jess from So What If I Sew. We're both doing jackets, and this is the one that I'm doing. But I have swapped in the patch pockets on the front of this for welt pockets. So you've seen this millions of times, but I have actually managed to make a bit of progress around the neck. So this is when I realised that I was first coming down with something, because a week ago I was sitting trying to do, bring in Olivia so you can see a bit better. I will budge up. Come on in, Olivia. There we go. You will see that I have now managed to pop in these faux lapels. Now the instructions for doing this were a complete nightmare. It just said something like sew together the seam, what did it say? Sew together the seam edges for the collar and the inset from the inside as far as possible. And I thought, I don't know how on earth I do that on a machine. I just thought it would be really, really difficult. So whether I've actually constructed this in the right way, I have no idea. But it does look right in that it looks like does look like the picture. To show you, hopefully close it, you'll be able to see. Sorry, not making a very good job of this. Where are we? Really doesn't show it that well on camera. This one where she's nearer the laptop, that there you can see it comes across. So there's the collar bit and there's the lapel bit, and it just juts across into the main body of the jacket. And it's the same on the other side with the facing, but Don't look too closely at the inside, but the inside will be hidden by the lining anyway. So I have done that, and I've done it on both sides, as you'll see. I've given it a really quick press, and what it's shown to me is that actually there are places where I need to neaten it up, but what I actually did was I hand sewed it, as I say. I can't remember if I've told you that or not before, but I hand sewed it, and I suddenly realised that my nose was turning into a tap, and I was having to stop every 5 seconds to blow my nose. So I kind of realised then something was going on. And then the next day I developed a temperature, and I thought, I tested, that's when I knew for sure I'd got COVID. So yes, so given that I was stopping every 30 seconds, I don't think I did too badly. It does need a bit of tidying up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sleeves in next, and then the instructions are to what's the word? Loosely sew the hem on the cuffs and the bottom of the fabric by hand. I might have a look and see if there's any reason why I can't just do a blind hem on the machine, but we'll see. And then you do the lining. And somebody, I think it was Liz, asked me on the last time I spoke about this if I was going to bag out the lining. And I'm really sorry I haven't replied to comments, because either I've been on the ship and you basically need a mortgage for the internet on the ship, or I've been flat on my back with sciatica, or I've had COVID. So I haven't replied to any comments, but I will. And I think the answer is you don't actually bag it out, but she also asked if I would film the process. So the answer is yes, I will film it when I get to, I'll sew up the lining, and then I'll film putting it in, and then when we do our reveal, I'll slot that bit in. So yes, of course I will film that. So thank you for the question. So that's the update on the jacket. So it is getting there. It is, as I've said before, really difficult to work with because it frays, but for a £15 pair of curtains, you know, it's really not that bad. So you can go away again, Olivia. Thank you. Let's move her out of the way again. I'll move back. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in knitting as well as sewing, I thought I'd just quickly show you my progress on my pink sweater, which is the clotted cream pullover by Zanete. And I took this with me on the cruise and made quite a bit of progress. And I'm now at the point where the bit on the needles is the front. I've just literally about 2 or 3 rows ago divided to create, so I'm creating the armholes, and I actually added, I think, a little bit on, probably about 1 inch onto the length of the pattern to make sure that this was long enough for me. So yeah, so I'm quite pleased about it. So before I disappear, I just wanted to talk about very quickly what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing over the next few days, assuming that I continue to recover. So I've got some repairs to do, as I've mentioned, on mostly things like ready-to-wear jeans. I've got a pair of Tilly and the Buttons Margot pyjamas. I just need to repair one of the seams on that. I need to decide on my size for that wedding dress, that wedding guest dress that I showed you, and also actually probably the other one that I said I'm going to make up anyway. And I need to start tracing out the patterns. Really annoyingly, it doesn't have the only finished garment measurement it has, probably because it's a wrap dress, the only finished garment measurement it has, even on the pattern pieces, is the bust. So that's really annoying. So if I can trace it, I've got my practice fabric washed and ready to go, so it just needs ironing, and I am going to put some starch on it because it's viscose challis, so hopefully that will help. I need to finish my mum's Uvita, and I'm going to try and make some more progress on the jacket. Couple of other things I'm thinking about is I really want to start thinking about making trousers, and I bought, I think I mentioned, the Sew Over It Make Your Own Trouser Block video, and I watched a lot of that last Sunday when I first tested for COVID and felt really bad and just spent the day in bed, so I watched quite a lot of it. And that basically involves taking an awful lot of measurements and then measuring it all out on pattern drafting paper and then making a toile and then seeing where your fitting issues might be, and they talk you through that. So I'd quite like to give that a go as well at some point soon. Let me know if you're interested in me kind of going through and doing a little review of that. Obviously I'm not going to kind of vlog it step by step because I kind of feel, spot the ex-lawyer here, it's sort of their intellectual property in the way that they've done it with the precise measurements, but I'm very happy to talk you through it and go, oh, okay, right, here I've made this and this is what fit looked like and this is what I did, blah, blah. So I can do that. And the other thing that I think I'd quite like to do, because this is an item for summer, is I bought this, and it's a Marks and Spencer top, and I'll stand up so you can see it if I go a bit further back and don't walk into my knitting bag. It's a kind of fairly loose blouson shirt type top with sleeves with elastic in the bottom and a kind of fairly deep V-neck and buttons. And I bought it because I quite like, and it's kind of slightly crinkly fabric, very slightly crinkly fabric, and I bought it because I absolutely love the print. And they had it in a dress as well, but I kind of didn't think that the dress had that much shape to it. And I bought a size 12 because I thought that was probably about right for me at the moment. And I've tried it on and it is absolutely massive on me, and it kind of, I don't think it does me any favours. I don't know, the sleeves kind of aren't great on me either. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, rather than just, I could just give it away, but I kind of thought I'd really like to try to salvage it. So what I thought I might do is try to do something with, I don't know if I sit down again. I had a look last night, and I think what I might be able to do is use the front and back pattern pieces from this, which was the, excuse the awful printing, my printer does weird things sometimes, the shirt to Stockbridge top, which I made, which is basically a top that you convert, you take a man's shirt and you use the pattern to adapt the man's shirt to fit a female figure, basically. And so, and that fits me really well. I'll pop a picture up of me wearing what I made, and I think that might work, certainly to do the to get the width better, and it will put some darts in it which will shape it a bit better. I don't quite know what that then has you do is you then have a pattern piece for sleeves, and you use that on the man's shirt sleeves, and so it just chops off the extra from the man's sleeve, but you use it, it's kind of like the lower part of it. I'm not sure that's going to work on these, just pick this up again, sorry. I'm not sure that's going to work on these because they are so full. But what I did wonder about doing was unpicking the sleeves, seeing if I can take the, what have I done with it? I just had it a minute ago. Here we go. If I can maybe take, instead of using the armhole from the Greyfriars and Grace pattern, putting in the armhole from the Wren, and then maybe just unpicking the sleeves and using the sleeves as fabric to cut the sleeves of the Wren out, and then trying that instead, seeing if maybe they're a little bit less full. Or I could maybe do the sleeves from View B, which really are a little bit less full actually, so that might be better. So yeah, so that's kind of something that I thought I might have a go at. Not necessarily imminently, but I have been starting to think about it, and I would like to be able to get some wear out of that this summer. So again, if that's something you're interested in seeing me try and do, and you want me to vlog the experience, because I did do a sew along for the original Greyfriars and Grace, but if you want to watch me try to do that, and you know, then do a bit of a review of did it work or not, do let me know, and I'm very happy to do that. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, hope you've enjoyed it. Please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already and you would like to. I'm so close to 500 subscribers now. I think I'm about 3 off, so it'd be lovely if I could hit that over this bank holiday. And if you want to know more about my Alex shirt dress, the sew over it dress, then watch this video next. Bye for now.